Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I am SS the Showstopper, and thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching my videos. You are greatly appreciated. Now, let's get into it. Now, I just did a video on the entire situation between Lisa Hyper and what she's going through and what she's posted on social media when it comes to other artists and the things that she's saying. And I was speaking on it. I touched major points about the message that she sent to Dexter Daps about being pregnant, his response, according to her. Also, the things that she has been saying about other female artists when it comes to Pampute, when it comes to Spice, trying to control her. So many other persons who she has had entanglement with or she's in as some sort of relations with, whether it be professional or personal. And I was speaking on it and I was saying that there has to be some sort of accountability that you are willing to take. And if you're not willing to take any accountability, you will only do so much but repeat the cycle over and over. It will be a repeated cycle where things happen to you over and over and there's nothing you can do about it. It's like you're being stuck and locked into a matrix. So I thank you guys so much. But what I got was 2 emails from 2 specific persons, of which I don't know. Maybe they know me, but I don't know them. And they were saying that, she's free to speak and what have you, and this is that. I'm not sure if these are persons who are closely related to Lisa Hyper. And I get that you are free to speak, but you also remember that with freedom of speech comes specific obligations. There are things that you have to adhere to, or you can be held liable in court. You understand? And that's the point that I was trying to get across. Also, you have to have some sort of edification as a woman, and you also have to have decorum, know how to explain yourself and how to conduct yourself on social media. If you're going out that way where you want to bring everyone with you, or you want to go on a full blast, whether it be a ceremony or a ritual, a humiliation ritual that you choose to go to, you will have to prepare for the ramifications. So far, it seems as if she's able to deal with it because she's saying one thing after the other. And it's going somewhere we don't know as yet, but she's saying that she planned all of it. So she has to know what exactly is it that she is doing. Now, I was watching the Frais interview of Lisa Hyper, and I must commend Frais on a wonderful interview, very professional. It was open, it was candid, and I must say, coming from the Shensia interview where on my other channel I gave it to Frais because it seemed rather unprofessional. It seemed as if he was in diverse lust. It seemed as if he was mesmerized, or he was caught up, smitten like a kitten, or he was just acting wishy-washy and frightened Friday over Shensia rather than conducting a wholesome professional interview, because I was saying that there are beautiful women all over the world. And so if you're a professional person who is doing something, you have to know how you are going about this thing, because it can be offensive to some women while interviewing them. And, moving forward with this Lisa Hyper interview, I like the atmosphere that he created, and I must give it to him. He seemed to create an atmosphere of comfort, of welcoming, of understanding, of catering to a woman when she's on his podcast. And that's what I like. He gave her space. He allowed her to respond. He listened carefully. He asked questions accordingly. He asked pertinent questions that were relevant to what she was speaking of. And it made complete sense. Now, I am saying that in comparison to The Fix, which they say is the #1 podcast. And when I look at The Fix and I see the way how they conduct interview, they seem to do things for shock value, or they seem to do things to amuse their audience when they drop in little questionnaire. And also it seems as if they don't really listen that much. They just have these questions that they're about to ask, and no matter what the response is, they're going to ask that question, which means that they are not necessarily listening carefully. But it does happen, but over a certain time period, while being a professional podcaster, conducting interviews, at some point, claiming that you have a tertiary education, went to the University of the West Indies, we would have think that at some point you will get it by now, being that you're in this field and you want to be seen as what? A professional. However, with the Let's Be Honest podcast, I must commend Frais. He, I don't want to use the word usurp, but he's going ahead right now of you guys when it comes to podcasts, because this interview with Lisa had, from all that has been taking place for the past several days with her, this puts her in a different light and it looks more questionable but clean. She was allowed to be herself. She was relaxed. I like also the fact that he cautioned her, because she spoke of being pregnant. And while pregnant, she's smoking. It's her second cigarette. And she's also drinking. And it shows that there's some sort of catering to his audience, or to his host. I'm sorry, to the host that he has on the show. And I like that. I like I said, I like the atmosphere and I like where it's going. I don't know if Frais is getting coached or whatever it is, or is observing from other person's podcasts or other professional podcasts. But I like the atmosphere, like I said, and I like how he caters to women who are on the show. Now, if Lisa Hyper says that she's pregnant and he's taking her word for it, he's actually moving as if this is an actual pregnant woman that he has dealing with, which, you know, like I said, is a very delicate state in a woman's life, and he has some sort of understanding. And with that being said, I must commend him once again for doing something very professional and also being empathetic towards her situation and what she is going through. Now, based on my observation, I said, I don't believe that she is dealing with serious mental illness. I believe that she's also dealing with depression. And like I said in the previous video, that this, I believe strongly, it is stemming from what took place with Vybz Kartel and her, and that picture or video that was put out. I saw a photo at the time, so I can't speak on who saw a video, because it was a photo that I saw. And it stemmed from there. And then the situation that she speak of with Dexter Daps seem as if it add fire to fury, and it just makes her, you know, it makes a traumatic situation rise again. And so, you know, she's battling this and battling that. And then she's looking in her life, and based on her personal experience with other female artists, it's like she just wants a moment to say whatever it is that she wants to say, and believe that she, you know, has no reason to care, have no reason to show them respect, because they're hypocrites. She's saying that these people are delving in witchcraft and all sorts of ritual. I don't know for sure. These are very serious allegations. She has to know what her experience was with these persons of which she spoke of. And with that being said, I can't agree or disagree with her. I can only say that she needs to traverse this situation very carefully. She needs to move with more dexterity, because if you are aware that these people are, according to you, you are confident in yourself and believe strongly that these people delve in witchcraft to hold your career down, imagine what they will do to you if these allegations are in fact true. Imagine what they will do to you now that you're speaking out and you're saying this and saying that. You have to have strong backative. And as a person like myself who's very spiritual, and I'm deep in connection with my spirituality from meditation and understanding life energy and understanding the entire metaphysics of the universe, I know that what you put out is what you eventually receive. Yes, there's unforeseen occurrences that do happen, because we have never had total control over every single situation in our life. It's just not possible, like I said before in the other video. So upon understanding ourselves, we know that persons will strike back, persons will fight back. Not everybody is going to say, okay, you say this about me, let me keep quiet. Not everyone is going to take the high road. There are persons out there, and if you know who Spice is, she's the type of person, you know, pretty much has the same personality or temperament like Lisa Hyper, who strike back, who lack edification, who will react rather than respond, who will plan, and it seems as if she plans her get back, but it also seems like there's high emotion in it, extreme information and extreme gestures and stuff like that. And, you know, it's understanding to some point. At some point, there's some sort of understanding, because you don't want to be attacked. You understand? And not everybody can deal with it. Not everybody process information or the situation the same way. You understand? But it's also extremely important for us to know and understand and use emotional intelligence and know how to respond rather than react like sodium. You understand? And so with that being said, I hope that Lisa Hyper finds her path. I hope that Spice, I can only hope that Spice take the high road and just ignore, just like Vybz Kartel have been ignoring Lisa Hyper. According to her, she knows that Vybz Kartel is not going to respond to her like that. So I hope that Spice take the higher road and we see some adjustments and changing behavior and not give in or be reactive or be very predictable in her deeds and what she has to say. We know that she put out a diss song, she does this, she did that, and the third, we understand that that's her, but we are just hoping, or I am hoping, that I can see her use maturity and emotional intelligence and just respond respectfully like what Pampute have done, or just ignore it. But I'm not going to fault Lisa Hyper 100%. I will not. And I will say that because she knows what she's going through. I don't. She knows how to deal with her situation. I don't. I don't think it's the right way. I don't think it's positive. Like I said, it's possibly a humiliation ritual that she's going through. I don't know if the things that she's saying are completely true, but what I do know is that she believes strongly that there's some sort of spiritual attack and she has to strike back. I wish her all the best. I commend Jeffrey on his interview, and I hope that it goes up from here and he continues on the same path and make it very respectful, make it professional, and all the persons who are out there who would like to be interviewed by him and he's bringing something positive, something wholesome to the table, he takes it accordingly and he just gather the information and present it respectfully without have to going for the shock value or the element of shock or surprise or awe, just to spark, this whole 5 minutes of fame, this 5 minutes of viral moment. But that's all I have to say about it. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your day. The sun is coming over. God bless you. Bye-bye.